Cheers, queers! What's on the big gay agenda today, Theora?
Today we are continuing our Gap the Series scene-by-scene breakdown, and today we are going to cover episode 10, because these keep getting longer and longer.
Yeah. You should see all of our notes. It's over 100 pages now.
You wish you could see these notes.
They get to listen to our notes. Okay.
We're acting out our notes.
Yes. But before we get into it, let me finish my spiel. If you're watching this podcast on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, and drop a comment to share your thoughts. We absolutely love hearing from you. For our podcast listeners, please download this episode and leave a review if you can. Your engagement helps us reach a broader audience and spread the joy of queer content. For even more exclusive queer content, early access, and full reaction videos, join us on Patreon. Dive into discussions on our Discord channel where we enjoy connecting with all of you. Explore merchant, at bigayenergypod.com to show your support. All links will be in the description. Lastly, stay connected with us on all social media platforms by following at Big Gay Energy Pod. Your interactions mean the world to us, and these actions contribute to our ongoing celebration of queer media and advocacy for better representation. I was trying to see if I could do that without breathing, and when I said, oh my god, was how far I got without breathing.
That's kind of impressive. Just as a reminder, for those out there, there will be extra Gap content on Patreon only, which includes reaction videos, and who knows what else. You guys seem real thrilled about it over there, which is great, and it's very exciting. I just have to find time to film it. So by the time you get this episode, there should be extra Gap content specifically on Patreon. So if you're interested, for $5 a month, you can get access to exclusive Gap the Series content from us.
We love our Patreon people.
We do. Thank you for helping us write interview questions. Just in general, if you're listening. Mary, we love you. Okay. Not that you're listening to this. But
no, I highly doubt it. But yeah, Mary, you're great. Oh my gosh.
All right. Yes, we love all of you and everybody on YouTube and everywhere. We love hearing from you. The whole point of this is to bring people together and talk and celebrate queer media, like Kaitlynn said in her breathless spiel. All right. And with that, let's jump into episode 10, which weirdly starts at the end of episode 9, but we ignored that. So because it's weird. So the way episode 10 opens is Mon waking up in bed by herself. And then she's like, where's Sam? And I have to note that Sam and Mon have sides of the bed and they stick to it even on vacation. Mon is on the left side and Sam is on the right, and they stick to it even in the Isle of Lesbos. So love that for them. Do we need a second, Kaitlynn?
You know, when I was watching 9, I think I had stopped for a moment or like looked away, and I was like, okay, so because like you said, it like goes through the beginning of episode 10. So then when I ended up starting episode 10, I was so confused.
Yes.
What was happening? I was like, right. I could have sworn I'd already watched this. Like, what is happening right now? I was so
It's not you. It's the editing for the episodes that went on YouTube.
Okay. I was like, what is happening?
So we're just putting it this way. I don't know which way is correct, but this makes sense to me, so this is how we're doing it. So Mon is like, where's Sam? Because I came here with Sam and Sam's missing. So she starts looking about and finds Sam out on the beach staring at water. And I have to say, Sam is my spirit animal because I do this too. Like, I'm not going to lie. I like where I work is like literally near the bay. And so when I need a minute, I literally go outside and stare at the ocean and then like come back. I feel Sam. Because when she's upset, she's like, or needs a moment, she just goes and stares at the water. And I love that.
That has to be a nice little break from work.
It's the best. I don't know how the government got this property. Well, I do actually. It used to be a fort, but yeah. So it's actually strategic, good property, but absolutely gorgeous. Other thing, Sam, the way she puts spices her food, I also feel that, because remember, like back when she goes on the date with Kirk, and they're like, Mon, choose the food, and she takes him for like Thai street food. And like Sam pours a half a kilo of just like hot pepper on her food. Yes, I feel that. Kaitlynn can attest to that. I also eat food like Sam.
Yeah, she tones it down when I visit.
I feel Sam.
Yeah.
So she's like, let me stare at the ocean because I'm having a moment. So Mon's like, cute. And then she goes out there. And the beginning of this proves how much Mon loves drama. I think it's one of the reasons she loves Sam. Like, yeah, she gets through the ringer, but she loves the drama. So she doesn't just like go out there. She does it in a completely unnecessary, dramatic fashion. She goes out onto the shore online with Sam, 10 yards away from her, and just stares at Sam for a solid minute before Sam notices Mon's there. And then Mon's like, cool. And then she like, is it the stalker in Mon? Who knows? And she's like, let me just stare at you while you don't know I'm here. And then I'll like, come on over. And then she like wraps her in a hug, which is very cute, and says, good morning, darling, and all that kind of stuff. But just the drama of standing 10 yards away from her and staring at her like a stalker. Mon hasn't given it up yet.
I think that maybe she's just taking in this moment and wanting to paint this picture in her head of how Sam looks on the beach, because she never gets to see her in this setting, and she probably looks a little more carefree than at work. So she just wants to just take it in. I'm
surprised she didn't snap a quick photo for her stalker wall.
You know,
to really capture the moment, you know? Yeah. Kaitlynn? I feel like she wanted to, but she's like, damn, my phone's inside. And then Sam noticed her and she's like, shit, all right, I guess I gotta go over there and say hi.
I do like the screenshot that you have. I like the shot of them so far apart. It's a pretty, like, it's almost the thirds rule.
It is the thirds rule. But yeah, why? Okay. Is it to show that they're still divided? I don't know why. Like, aesthetically, it's pretty, but like, it's pretty. Why? Is my question.
It's pretty. Maybe that's the why.
It's like the positioning equivalent of a crossfade is my assumption.
It's because they could.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what the girl is. Why did they do so many Dutch tilts? Because they could.
Yeah, I can't read too much into the cinematography because I feel like it doesn't actually have a meaning. They're just like, no, pretty. End of story.
The most you can do is the outfits.
Yeah. This is a crossfade, basically. So I just had to point it out because I think it's hilarious. And
no, this one's better than a crossfade.
It is better than a crossfade, I will say that. It's pretty. Anyway, so that happens, and their beginning of their morning is very, very cute. And then Sam, now that they're here in Lesbos, is like in her boyfriend era for this whole trip. First piece of evidence, the outfits she wears while she's here. Ma'am. We've mentioned she's mask-coded in her behavior, but she fully steps into it for this trip. Good for you, Mon. You got eye candy on this trip. And then she's just more chivalrous than normal when it comes to Mon. Like, she's constantly, like, doting on her, kissing her hand, things like that. Doesn't let go of Mon, like, ever. And she's also instantly jealous of anyone that remotely has a chance with Mon, so it's very boyfriend behavior. So the two of them like leave the beach and they head over to wherever breakfast is. And they catch the lesbians that own the inn are just like casually making out in front of their brunch. And like Mon and Sam just kind of watch them for a minute until they figure it out. And then they're like, oh, wow. They're like, why do we always get caught when we're in the middle of something? Like, ladies, you're out in the open in front of their brunch. So funny. They're not very subtle. They're just constantly all over each other. They're like, wow, people are always interrupting us. I'm like, well, because you're doing this in front of people all the time. So. And also, you're working.
You're in public. So
you're in your public on your inn. On the clock, so they don't have an HR at this inn. They did
away with that.
They promote fraternizing of the employees
highly.
Yeah, we don't meet other employees, but I'm sure they're cool with it. All right. So speaking of being out in the open, Mon, when they sit down for brunch, Mon is watching and she notices that Cher has a wedding ring on, and the two of them the couple explains that they basically married each other to like as a commitment ceremony, not a legal ceremony, because as we talked about previously and they confirm in the scene, at the point in time this was shot, same-sex marriage in Thailand is not a legal thing. And they also note that like they mentioned the elders and what the elders think, so elders being like the grandmam's generation. Basically they're not super accepting of this modern take on marriage, basically. But Cher and Rissa were like, well, we felt that our love was important to us. we didn't want to bring anybody else into this, so we did this for us because that's who matters in the marriage, the two consenting adults, right? And they didn't want to keep this a secret. So basically, like, they're echoing the sentiment that Sam expressed to Mon before they left on the trip, when she was like, I want to show my affection to you in public and treat you with respect. And that's basically what Cher and Rissa did with their, like, commitment ceremony that they're labeling as a marriage, because that's how they view basically their relationship, which is meaningful. Okay. So while this is all sweet and great and I love it, Sam and Cher are in the same space. So this conversation quickly devolves into another big gay energy measuring contest between these two, because Sam tries to out lesbian Cher by planning her and Mon's wedding in front of all these people, to Mon's surprise. And she's like, it's gonna be a grand affair, it's gonna be like 1,000 people. I was like, Sam, do you know all these people? Anyway, and then she's like, oh wait, Mon, do you want that? Do you want all of these things that I'm planning? Because she's been planning the wedding for a while. Keep saying that. This didn't come out of nowhere. Sam's been thinking about this. She's just cluing Mon in on it. Mon, like, if you watch her body language when Sam pivots into this, she immediately, like, shrinks and gets very small, because Mon still has issues to work through when it comes to Sam, right? No more eye contact. She shrinks into herself. And, like, first off, she's confused because they've been dating for less than a month, number one. Number two, I think the thing that really gets to her the most is that Sam's behavior and pivot into this conversation feels like she's just competing with Cher, which is what she's been doing the whole time that those two have been interacting. And then number three, Mon just learned 2 seconds ago from this couple that, like, love is love and fuck the haters. So, like, this all seemed to come out of nowhere to Mon. She's like, I didn't even know this love was possible. And then, like, here's Sam proposing.
So not even proposing, like, presenting the wedding.
Yeah,
like,
she's presenting the wedding. She's like, I gotta cater. I know your size, so I'm starting the dress process. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening? Like, they pivoted into Fantasyland very fast for this trip. So Mon declines. She's like, no, Sam, because it feels inauthentic and kind of like came out of nowhere. But also, what Mon vocalizes is, I'm not good enough for you, because Mon is still very much, like, aware of their social statuses, which is partially why, like, in the prior episode when Sam was like, I'm going to hold your hand in public, Mon's like, me, a mere peasant, you can't hold my hand. She's still very much aware of that. And she's like, you are the princess and should marry a prince. And, like, you can't marry me. Like, that's insane. I'm not good enough for you. And then I love when Cher pipes in. And she's like, you're talking about this. I'm looking at the honorable lady. I don't see it. Like, why are you putting her on a pedestal? She doesn't have wings. She's not glowing. Like, she's not divine. She's just some dumbass. Like, are you really declining because her personality is awful? Because that makes more sense to me. And, like, I love that Cher is just, like, trashing Sam immediately. It's so funny.
But the thing, like, also to keep in mind is that Sam is paying to stay there.
I know. They're so similar, because Sam would do this too if she owned it in.
Uh-huh. Well, what I was going to say is, it's funny how quickly Cher is, like, acting like Sam's friends.
Oh my god, you're right. T would say, like, all of this.
Yeah, exactly. They would all say this. They'd be like, she's crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Nothing like, special.
No, if it was Sam's friends, it'd be, Mon, you're too good for Sam, please. Like, they would say that in front of Sam. That's basically what Cher's saying. She's like, I don't know why you're putting this woman on a pedestal. Have you met her? She's so weird. It's so funny. But also, yeah, she's your customer. This is they don't have an HR department, obviously.
Do they have Yelp reviews?
I know, right? Well, I think it's on, like, the queer Yelp. So, like, it doesn't matter how good it is. It's a queer haven. We're just going to go anyway.
That's fair.
Sam is going to go leave a terrible... Sam only knows how to use Facebook. She doesn't know how to use Yelp. But if she did, what a review. I would love to know. What do you think in the comments what Sam's review of this inn would be? Because I would love to know. She'd be like, hate the inn owner, great for a wedding.
Beautiful atmosphere. Innkeeper could have an attitude change.
Yeah, should be fired.
She wouldn't even write a review. She'd be like, just
1 star.
1 star. Nothing else.
Fucking Sam. I would love to hear that review.
No, Mom would be over her shoulder and be like, no, be nice.
That's why it would be like ... but beautiful for a while. Like they would Sam's initial take and then Mon's like niceties would both be in the review. You're right. That would be Mon holding the gun to Sam. Be like, say something nice, Sam. Like, fine. I guess the ocean was coming. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so basically, so bottom line is that Sam proposes and she's being serious and Mon's like, no. So Sam is crushed because, she's been thinking about this and is like, wow, okay. I've been putting it all out on the line and you're not willing to like meet me at, so she's like, I need to get out of here and just think. So she leaves to go like stare at the ocean because that's what calms her. Because like, I think for Sam, a lot of this trip is like fantasy, like from reality to fantasy, because they can just live in this little haven outside of like the real world, away from like the grandmam, all the pressure, kind of all that stuff, which was the point of them going there, was to like escape reality. And like, here's reality coming back in with Mon, who like, Sam's like, let's just do it. Let's do what we want to do. And Mon's like, no, but like real life, Sam, like real life. I'm a peasant. You're a noble woman. That can't happen. So I think Sam wasn't down with that on vacation. But go ahead.
The big thing is that it looked, even if she didn't mean it to be, like Sam was competing with Cher.
Absolutely.
And Mon like probably doesn't feel like it was being genuine. Like it was just to compete. And she also wants to have these conversations together because, like normal people do. They probably never even talked about marriage. I mean, like you said, that Sam was planning in her head.
In her head, yeah.
And Mon is just sick of Sam taking the control. She's like, equal. And then it doesn't help her to feel like she is equal to Sam because it is putting her like she has more control.
Yeah. And honestly, like, control is one aspect, but really like Mon is just way too aware of like the quote, the gaps, right? She's just like, well, we can't, in real life, we're not equal. She's like, I'm a commoner, you're a noble woman. And then we're about to get into the conversation with like the two lesbians where money comes up and Mon's like, remember when they first get together and Mon was like, do you want to date me? And then she goes into the conversation where she's like, I have no good points. Like, because like in this world where you're courting nobility, like what the grandmam is looking for is the points. That's why she's always like, I did the background check on this person. I approve of them, because she's going through a checklist of like the good points that the person has. Like not who the person is. It's like the points. Comes from a good family, has like a stable business, like property, all of that stuff. Mon's like, I don't have any points. Like I can't compete with your suitors. And Sam tells her right then and there. And she's like, Mon, you're the best. Like none of that matters to me, basically. But it's Mon can't separate. Like I feel like Mon can't like take that seriously from Sam. She's just too much like, I don't deserve you. Like, and she constantly is getting reinforced that she doesn't. And then so for Sam to come here and be like, let's plan a wedding fit for a queen. And Mon's like, how am I going to afford it? Like she doesn't feel like she deserves any of those things based on like the reality of who she is too. So I think that's another way that she like feels shame a little bit being with Sam. Where Sam doesn't think about those things because why would she? She's always had money and all of that stuff. Like, Yeah.
Mon, you're a woman. You get all the points.
Right. That's what Sam is saying. She's like, look at you. Yeah. You have more points than you know what to do with. Yeah, exactly. It's like fantasy versus reality is really what this conversation really boils down to.
Yeah, and I think Sam is very much like, I just want to win this argument, but also, would you marry me?
Yes, exactly.
Mon is like, whoa, I don't know 1,000 people. Like, how are we gonna, I don't have anything to contribute to this gigantic fancy wedding. And Sam's like, wait, no, but I'm just wanting to marry you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is happening? And they're just exactly what you guys are saying is like, they're just not like communicating. They just keep missing each other with like.
But also this conversation comes out of absolutely nowhere. So like poor, like Mon was not ready for this conversation. And then to have it come out of a big gay energy measuring contest with Cher, like I would say no to be like, whoa, let's go talk in private. Cause like, what is this? It's very weird from Mon's point of view to be like, how did I get into, we just came for brunch. How did I get in a conversation about planning a royal wedding? Like what just happened? And like the shitty part too is that like Mon is the one who's very conscious of like the reality of their situation. Sam is in the fantasy because Sam, you still haven't like told the grandman. Like all your obstacles are still there, Sam, for this to even happen. Are you not inviting the grandmother to the wedding? Like, how's that even going to happen? Like, Sam's not thinking about any of that. She's just like tunnel vision. She's like, Isle of Lesbos. She's drunk the Kool-Aid. She drank the holy water from lesbian Jesus. She's not thinking clearly. And I think Mon is like, hold on, like actually think about what you're saying. Because like, obviously Mon does want that, but like to have it come out as insincere, that would crush Mon because she values honesty from Sam. And so this feels insincere, I think, to her. And she's like, Sam, this can't happen. Like, you know, yeah. So it's kind of shitty. And like, that's why I like the conversation. When Sam mic drops and gets out of there, goes to the beach, Mon sits there looking all sad because she is. And the lesbians are like, well, this is your fault, Cher. So let's go console this little baby gay who's all upset. They're good queer elders. I do love them. So they console Mon, and it starts like playful where Cher's like, so that car you have, like obsessed with the car. She's like, that car, it's a hot car. Tell me about it. And Mon tells her that it's Sam's, obviously. I don't have money for this car. And it's Miss Duan Pen, I think I say it. And I love that Sam names inanimate objects because that's something that I do. So I find that trait endearing from Sam. And apparently it's like Brave Quail. That's the name of my vacuum.
Your vacuum?
My Roomba.
Oh, your Roomba. Okay, not just this. I'm like,
no,
why?
That's name is Brave Quail.
That's still odd, but
yes.
I'll take it for a thing that moves itself. Sure.
We love that thing.
Cole was actually lying. I just wanted to get out of here.
Anyway, so I find that really endearing. And the other thing I love is that it's where the name came from. It came from like a song, which again is very Sam. She takes things from media and just like incorporates it into her life. And I love that character trait.
Not only does she name it, it has a last name as well. And it's a long last name.
It is. That's why I just used the first name.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cute. And it comes from a song, which is just very Sam. Like TV. She always pulling stuff from media, and I find that adorable.
That's relatable, too.
Exactly. Yeah, it makes Sam. It's a cute character quirk that she has. Okay, so anyway, they're talking, and Rissa is like, oh my god, Cher. Cher has not shut up about this car since you guys rolled up in here last night. And she's like, I guess I gotta buy this bitch a car because she wants to name it like her own thing. And okay, she hates Sam's name. She's like, well, how weird. Yeah, it's Sam. Leave her alone. And poor Mon is just sitting there and she's like, well, it must be really nice to just be able to drop big money on your girlfriend whenever you want. Because, like, again, this is where Mon is insecure. Like, we've talked a lot about how Sam is insecure, hence the big gay energy measuring contest with Cher she keeps having. That's Sam being insecure. This is Mon's big insecurity. She's like, she says it too in this conversation. She's like, I would love to get Sam like lavish gifts to show her that I love her. Like she's always doing to me, but she's like, I can't. And I could never be in that position to do that. And like, that has to hurt so badly for Mon. Cause it's just like, she's constantly like reminded that she is inferior in that aspect of their relationship. While Sam doesn't care about it, like Mon is very much aware of it. Because they do come from different social situations. Like you're more aware of money when you don't have it versus Sam, who always has it, does not think about it, doesn't cross her mind. But I don't think Mon can get over it because she's like, it's again reinforcing that like I would love to buy Sam a car, like you're buying your significant other a car, but I could never do that. Sam doesn't pay me enough,
right?
But all she wants is your lips.
Right, exactly. Like Sam doesn't care, but Mon is just very aware of that. And so, yeah, I think that's just unfortunate for Mon. But I empathize with Mon in this moment, you know.
Money is difficult.
Huh?
Money's difficult. Like,
it is.
Because no matter what, money is power. And you never want to have that person, like, be able to use it in a fight or something.
Yeah. Or even to just divide you. Like, Mon says it here. She's like, I feel like a sugar baby because, like, Sam's always buying me shit. And I can never repay, like, I can never get on equal footing with her when it comes to this. It's always going to be one-sided. So, yeah. I feel like that's really shitty for Mon. Okay. Then she points out, and then she tries to, like, again, so we mentioned last episode, Sharon and Rissa are clear, they're foils to Sam and Mon. It's like what you could be. This is fantasy world where they're at Isle Lesbos. They're like, this is what you could be if you guys just follow your hearts or whatever. And so Mon's like, yeah, I see that, and that's all great and stuff, but she's like, I don't feel like we're the same because you guys clearly own this business together, so you guys are equal, right? Like, because, like, let's look at Sam and Mon. They're not co-owners of the company of diversity. It's like Sam's the owner, Mon's an employee. Like, again, imbalance, right? But she's like, you guys look like equal partners, right? We're not there. And then the truth comes out and they're like, well, we're not equal either. She's like, this bitch right here that wants the car, she has all the money. Buy your own car, Cher. What the hell? If you have all the money. And so, like, basically they're like, but we didn't care about, and Rissa's like, well, you know, Cher made a lot of, like, sacrifices for us to live this life. Like, she would have to she probably gave up, like, a degree of her social standing, her wealth, whatever, so that they can create the Isle of Lesbos together and run this in and be equal. So to me, if they're set up as a foil, that's demonstrating that, like, for Sam and Mon to work out, Sam's gonna have to give up some of her privilege and, like, make a sacrifice to be with Mon, because so far Sam has not. Yeah, she broke the engagement with Kirk, but was that a sacrifice? That's all coming from the grandmother. Mm-hmm. So Sam still has to make that step before this can even become remotely real, like in the real world. And I like the part where in this conversation where Mon's like, okay, that sounds great and all, but, like, now that you're married, do you guys have any problems? Has everything been solved? And Sharon and Rissa are like, oh, hell no. They're like, we got 99 problems, but classism ain't one. And they're like, you know, we started from different social, you know, classes, but, like, we don't care about that. Like, money can't buy love is said in this. And, like, that's the whole crux of it. And that's Sam's whole dilemma, right? Like, and I think that that's the thing that I think Mon needed to hear that, because that is the thing that she can offer Sam that Sam can't get with money. Like, hence why Sam has been, like, a contrarian nightmare for a decade and so isolated and lonely. It's because that is the one thing she cannot wield her power and influence and money and a title and all of that stuff. She can't get it. Or she could, but, like, it would be Kirk, where it's like, it's not authentic or reciprocated or genuine. And so I think, like, it's important for Mon to understand that, like, she has value. It's like, you can give her something she can't buy, like the woman that can buy whatever she wants, right? And so I think Mon is, like, enamored by this and, like, feels better after hearing this. And then she's like, can you guys tell me your story? Because, like, you guys are so cute. I want to know, like, what happened? And apparently their story is full of romance, drama, comedy, and a bit of horror. Oh, and Idol Factory. I'm just going to throw this out there. Yes, Rissa and Cher's story sounds like it would make an amazing TV show. I'm just saying, like, all the elements are there.
Romance, drama, comedy, horror.
A little bit of horror. And they've done it all, apparently. And I would like to see it, personally. I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just throwing that out there. So at the end, Rissa gives Mon this really sage advice where she's like, look, Mon, I think you need to just sit for a minute and kind of reflect on how much you actually love Sam. Like, how much do you love her, really? And then if it's a lot, like, go follow your heart, because basically, like, you deserve to be happy. And, like, if you don't really love her, then we've met her. Maybe cut your losses and run. She's a lot. All right, so Mon is left with that sentiment. Meanwhile, we cut over to Sam, who's sulking by the sea, and she gets a call from the Grand Man. And the Grand Man was like, Sam, I'd like to see you today. Can I come over?
Sulking by the Sea sounds like a great movie title.
Right. That alliteration. Thank you. So that's Sam's movie. So yeah, anyway, the Grand Man was like, I want to see you today. And Sam's like, well, I'm not in Bangkok right now. I went on a little trip with my friends, my lady friends. You remember them. You hate them. And the Grand Man's like, why isn't Kirk there? And I'm like, has Kirk and Sam ever gone on a vacation together? Like, ever? Why would you ask this? Like, they don't even go on dinner dates.
She was trying to figure out if she's lying.
But why would Kirk even be there?
Because she expects him to be everywhere because they're gonna get married and be so happy together.
But Kirk doesn't even have dinner with her when they're in the same city. So this was a really weird ask that we're like, of course he's not with me. He's never with me. So anyway, that's kind of beside the point. But like, it doesn't matter. Her answers don't matter anyway, because the Grand Man knows she's lying. And who she's with. And really, this is just a test of how loyal is Sam to me, because that's what their relationship really boils down to. She's trying to see if Sam's still going to be honest with her. And Sam is not, and just hangs up. And is like, I'll see you later. Okay, bye. And she looks very unnerved at the end of this conversation. Because, I mean, she wasn't expecting this. But she should be. Because I think that deep down, Sam knows she has to have this conversation with her grandmother. And it's getting to the point where the final boss battle is like on the horizon and she can't avoid it anymore. Like, it's coming, right? And so what does that do? That with the impending awkward conversation with her grandmother, that leaves Sam to really figure out, well, is battling my grandmother really worth it? How much do I love Mon, right? So so by the end of these two scenes that went back to back, like Sam and Mon are really left with the same point to reflect, like, how much do I love her, basically.
How much does Sam love Mon?
A lot.
Continue.
Yeah,
I know.
Really? You don't want to say your point?
All right, I'll say it. So, I mean, it is a good thing that she didn't pretend like she was with Kurt. Kurt. Oh my god.
We hate him so much. I mean, we don't hate him. We're such an afterthought we can't even remember his name.
Kirk. Well, one, because he was sitting right next to the Grand Ma'am. Ugh, I don't know why I don't like calling her that. But even though Sam respects her grandmother, she wouldn't want to give her that satisfaction of thinking she actually likes Kirk.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And, like, while I get on Sam a lot for, like, not actually having this conversation with the grandmother, like, earlier, I think it would have been very insincere for her to have it here on the phone. Like, it's very much I need to be in person with you before I have this conversation. Like, she could have come clean and not lied to the grandmother. And I feel like a part of Sam wants to do it, but, like, on the phone, this isn't a phone conversation. So, while, yeah, the grandmother's like, yeah, she's lying to me, I don't think Sam would have been honest in this moment out of respect for the grandmother. You know, like, this is a big conversation. It's not a phone conversation. It's an in-person conversation, you know? Yeah. So, that's that. So, yeah, like Kaitlynn said, Kirk, the weasel mole, is with the grandmam, and they're conspiring, shockingly, against Sam.
Ugh.
Yeah. He's so spineless. Ugh.
It's cold here.
That's because we went over to the grandmam's house. It just
it's cold.
It just got cold. So anyway, so they're conspiring, and the grandmam basically calls out Sam's cheating for what it is. It was finally somebody said it, because she is. She absolutely is. But Kirk is very much like, well, you know, clearly Mon makes her happy. I've never seen her passionate ever, and here she is, like, throwing me across fountains and shit. Like, she's clearly very emotional and happy. And he's like, so as long as she's happy, I'm cool with it. Because, like, at the end of the day, he does care about her. Like, they've childhood friends. They've been friends for a very long time. He does care about her. He's not innocent in any of the stuff he does to, like, ruin her life and, like, quote, help her by taking away her choice and doing what's, quote, best for her. But, like, he does care about her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, the grandmam only knows about all this shit because you went to her, Kirk. We're here because of you. Let's not forget that.
I don't know why I didn't realize that. And I was just trying to figure out how she found out.
Yeah.
So, that asshole.
Yeah. This shit's all his fault. That's why he's like, I'm cool with this. I'm like, are you? The second you found out, you went straight to the grandmother.
If he truly cared about Sam, then he never would have told the grandmother.
Right. Exactly.
Also, that was never his secret to tell. You don't out people.
I know.
He is a stupid puppy.
Well, I don't think he actually outs her, because in this conversation with the grandmother, she's like, who is she with? And he's like, you need to hear that from her. So I don't think he does out her, but he does. He's like, she's cheating on me. So like, this bitch clearly is like, I'll find out. She's the fucking mafia here. She's like, I will take care of this. At the end of the conversation, I'm like, oh God, she's going to call a hit out on Mon again.
I mean, that's what it started looking like.
Right. I was like, shit, she's going to kill Mon's family and like all this stuff. Ooh. And she's like, you just sit there and look pretty, Kirk. Do exactly what I said. Since you're a little bitch about this and you're not going to take care of it, I'll take care of it. Just look pretty. My little puppet on my puppet strings. And I was like, well, damn. Because, like, yeah, I got Mafia vibes when she was saying this. And I'm like, Mon and her family are fucked. And I always wonder in the back of my head, did she do this to Ice's family? Because she was ready to kill Ice in the hospital. And I'm like, and Song's dead. I'm pretty sure she went after that girl's family.
I was expecting mob people to be hiding in the shadows.
Yeah. I was expecting them to get back from the trip and Mon's family, like, the house is burgled, like, somehow they lost their jobs, like, yeah, someone's in jail over, like, something petty. Yeah, I was expecting her to go after their family, because that's what people in power do. So,
people in power are weird.
People are weird. Humans are weird. Speaking of weird, Sam is still sulking by the sea when Mon catches up with her. You okay, Kaitlynn?
I stuck my finger in this, and now I'm trying to get it out, and it's like cutting my finger.
Do you need a second?
Oh, I got it. Oh my god, that hurts so
Why
bad.
is everybody bleeding during these episodes?
I'm fine.
No blood yet. Continue. Sorry.
So Mon finds Sam. She wants to forgive her. But Sam's just like, I can't with this right now, because, like I mentioned earlier, Sam feels like the relationship is very one-sided when it comes to, like, acts of affection. Because while Sam is terrible with words, she's amazing with showing Mon she cares through her actions. And she's like, listen, I've done all these gestures. I broke up with Kirk. I took you here. I've been doing all of these things, like big things, to show you that I love you. And, like, I'm not getting that from you, basically. And while Sam has a point, for Mon to hear this, she's coming off the cusp of the conversation she just had with the lesbians, where she was like, I would love to spoil Sam in the manner in which she deserves, but I don't have the means, the money, or any ways to actually do that. So this is kind of like a kick to the gut, really, for Mon, where she's like, I'd love to show you, but how the hell am I going to show you? Like, you know. So I don't think Mon knows what to do here. She has no fiance to break up with. She doesn't have conservative relatives to battle with. She can't whisk her off to the real Isle of Lesbos because A, she hates planes, and B, she doesn't have money. So, like, what is Mon really supposed to do in this situation?
Jumper.
What?
Jumper in bed.
I mean, yeah, that's all. That's what Mon has. Mon has the love card. But that's about it. So yeah. Anyway, so again, I've been over this, but part of the problem is, like, Mon again doesn't believe. I think on some level Mon doesn't believe this relationship is real. Like, I think she spent so much time fantasizing about Sam that I think she's having trouble accepting the reality of Sam and, like, how much Sam actually, like, loves her. I think she doesn't quite grasp it. But, like, to Sam's credit, like, she keeps doing things that very much shows Mon, like, loud and proud, she loves her. And, like, I mean, she ditched her title to come on this trip, Mon. Like, she's trying to, like, even the playing field. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like their love languages are different.
For sure.
Like, so Sam's is definitely like her, what she wants to do is like acts of service and like physical touch, I guess. And then Sam is like, I need words of affirmation. And that's the one thing that, or Mon needs words of affirmation. And then Sam is like, not about the words.
She tries. She is getting there. Once she can say the words, like in the next episode, she says all the words. Once she's able to do it, she does do it. But she's just like, she's very much like, I can't, I don't know how to say the words, so I'm just going to show you with things. So she's trying so hard to like show Mon. Sam is a touch-starved person, though. I think that physical touch is her like big thing, which is why she's always touching Mon. That's for her more so than for Mon, I think. But yeah, words of affirmation is Mon's love language, and it's the one thing Sam struggles with, but she does it for Mon. Like, she gets there eventually. And like, again, she's like telling Mon, she's being very honest, like here, but it's just like, yeah, Mon's not in a good headspace for this conversation, honestly, because she feels unworthy at the end of the day. And like, this relationship isn't real, I think. So she needs to unpack that. And so she tries to like apologize to Sam, but then gets interrupted because T and Yuki are here. And
okay,
like,
I really don't understand why this happened.
Right. I'm like, okay. They obviously didn't plan this because they were like, is that who I think it is? So I think they just coincidentally showed up. My question, did Sam find out from T about the lesbian inn?
Or did they have a tracker and was just like, oh, hey, let's go see what the lesbians are up to?
No, I feel like T brought Yuki here for the weekend.
I thought they knew that they were going to be there.
I don't think they did. Because when T gets out of the car, she's like, is that who I think it is? Like, I don't think they knew. I think like this is just where you bring your girlfriend on a weekend. And I think T told Sam about this. That's why Sam.
Okay, you know what? They probably had a conversation. T said, I'm going to bring Yuki there this weekend. And then Sam's just like, oh, that's a good idea.
I feel like this came out when they were on having the sex talk for like 10 hours when they fell asleep. And T was like, okay. And then if you want to really have amazing sex, you take her to the Isle of Lesbos, and like went in detail about this inn and how romantic it is and how you can just be yourself. And Sam files all that shit away. She's a long-term planner. Pretty sure T told her this a while ago. And Sam was like, got it. Anyway, I just find it really funny. All the queers are like converging on this. All of them are converging in this one location, which I love.
Yeah, Jim's probably sad that she's missing out.
Oh my god. Can you imagine when Jim finds out that they were all here without her?
And had a
pissed.
Well, we're getting to. And had the ending scene.
Oh my god. Well, okay. Jim is cool with Mon, though, because she said that before. She's like, if anybody else was dating Sam, they can catch these hands. But Mon, you're the exception. That's fine, I guess. But Jim would have been so... Where was Jim? T, you could have brought her.
I want to bring up while we're here, I didn't know, you guys didn't know, I wish I brought it up on, while we're filming, but have the actress who plays Jim was supposed to be Mon. Mm-hmm. Like, that's insane.
I love it.
Thank you for whoever told me that.
That's where all the jealousy comes in. From Jim. When art imitates life. Okay, anyway. So, speaking of conspiring, Mon, behind Sam's back, conspires with all of the queers to wife her. And I love that, like, it's nighttime, and, like, everybody's like, here's the plan, go do your thing. So the inn owners are all like, everybody's got to get in their best clothes because they're about to have a wedding. Sam has no idea. And so I love that they're all over each other, like these two, when Mon shows up. And I love that they're like, we did everything you wanted, Mon. We're all ready to go. How many spontaneous queer weddings happen at these inns? I have to imagine it's quite a bit, because they were just like, we're ready to go. We've done this before. They seemed very versed in what's happening. Yeah.
I have a side note for this one. Gay marriage is now legal in the real Isle of Lesbos. I wonder how many spontaneous weddings will take place there now.
I imagine so many planned weddings are gonna happen. That's where Mon and Sam should go. Okay. But I think it's really adorable that literally everybody's in on this plan. And like once Mon starts setting stuff in motion, Yuki like winks at her. It's the cutest thing. She's like, yeah, let's go. And like the whole time they're like conspire. It's very cute the way they just conspire against. And Sam is oblivious because it's Sam. So freaking cute. Okay. So the way Mon sets this in motion is she knows how to play Sam. Mon's learning, okay? And Mon's really good at this. So she like waltzes in to like, they're having dinner outside. She like kind of waltzes in and then like winks at Yuki and then like plays damsel in distress. She's like, oh my God, my ankle or whatever. And like falls down. So sure enough, that activates boyfriend Sam, who runs from the dining room table over to Mon. And like immediately is like, are you okay? Do we need to go to the hospital? She's like brushing dirt off of her, doing all these things. And I think Mon was like, wow, okay, I knew you were going to come here, but like, oof, this like knight in shining armor thing is really doing it for me, Sam. Because she likes kind Sam. This is peak kind Sam. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, I should fall down in wooded areas more often because this is great.
She's also probably like, okay, calm down. We have a mission.
Yeah, no, mission. I think she forgot the mission. She was like, we should go back to our room. I mean, right, Sam. I did this for a reason. Anyway, so she's like, confesses to Sam. She's like, Sam's like, what do you eat? Does it hurt? Are you okay? And she's like, no, I'm fine. I was faking it because somebody was mad at me and I had to prove you weren't mad at me because you came and rescued me. And Sam's like, God damn it. I think she felt played for like a second. She's like, fuck. She tries to like walk away. And then Mon's like, no. Like, and then she like kisses her and like Sam kisses her back. And they're like, okay, you're not mad at me. Great. And then the peanut gallery's over it. He's like, Sam, can you stop being a grumpy son of a bitch? Just get over here. Like, we're having this beautiful night. Like, stop being an ass. Which I love.
Oh, the friends.
They're so funny.
So great.
It wouldn't be the same without them.
Right.
So I'm glad that they're there because they're the best. But just like they're having a cute moment. And the way T's like, I need to call out Sam for being a dick.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And I have to say that this inn is like should be 5 stars on Yelp because this dining area is so cute and the way they set up this like whole dinner thing for them, it looks like a fairy tale. The way they have like the twinkly lights. There's a lot
Are they
of light.
the only people staying here?
Right? Did Sam buy out the place for her and Mon? I can see that. Then how did T and Yuki end up here?
They're like, we know they know each other. They're the only queers in the area. It's fine.
And like T calls and she's like, oh, I want to get a room. And they're like, it's booked up. And T's like, did someone named Sam
Yeah.
the rooms? Like, yeah, like I know that bitch. Give me a room. I should have told her about this place. Anyway.
She's paying for me.
Yeah, I'm on her guest list. Don't worry about it. Yeah, no, that's what happened. That's how they ended up there. And they're like, oh my God, you guys are here. Who knew? All right, anyway. This is very cute. And then they have this it starts off with them just having like a queer dinner together. And it's very cute and sweet. And I love it.
The whole thing is cute.
It's so cute and beautiful. And I love that Sam's oblivious. All right, so before we get into like the wedding and stuff, the prelude to it. So Rissa's explaining that tonight's really special. Hence why everything's all cute and beautiful. It's because it's a special night. It's the Loy Krathong Festival, which is a type of lantern festival. And Cher...
Like the Festival of Lights.
Yeah. And Cher tries to like run with this and be like, I know everything about every festival in the world. And like she tries to like wax poetic about like the symbolism. She's like, the flame is knowledge and it brings us good fortune. And like, you know, all this stuff. And then Sam is like, enough with the folklore nonsense because she just can't help it when it comes to out-topping Cher in public. And she just can't. And Cher's like, oh yeah, I'm the expert on festivals and shit. She's like, ask me anything, Sam. I'm better than Google. And Mon is immediately like, Sam, don't you fucking dare. I will leave you right now. And she tries to like give her food. She's like, eat this instead and shut up.
The screenshot here, though, she's just like, her face is like, I'm not playing around.
She's like, don't you fucking dare. Like, she doesn't say anything, but the way she looks at Sam, she's like, I will leave you. And Rissa's the same way too. She's like, for fuck's sake, Cher, can we just have one nice dinner without you fighting random strangers?
How many guests has she like fought for power?
Right? I'm like, why are you in the inn business, dear?
Maybe it's theme. Like it's the theme of the inn is like the host will top you or try to out top you.
What? Is that in the brochure?
Yeah.
Why would Sam look at here though? Sam's like, absolutely not.
Because Sam likes a challenge.
She does.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Not from Cher though.
Apparently not.
Okay. So speaking of Mon, we then get to the impromptu wedding. So after dinner, it settles down. Everybody couples up and they make their wishes, release their lanterns, and it's very beautiful and very cute. And we cut to like Mon and Sam, and Sam's like, well, what did you wish for, Mon? Which, like, aren't you not supposed to say what you wish for? I don't know how this works with like lantern festivals, but usually it's like you have to keep the wish to yourself. Anyway, Sam's like, what did you wish for, Mon? And Mon's like, well, she's like, I wish that I did all the right things. I wish that what I'm doing is right, is basically what she says, which is to wife Sam in like 5 minutes. And Sam very adorably admits later that her wish was that Mon's wish came true, which is just the cutest fucking thing ever. And like, ugh. When Sam has game, it's just like, God damn it, Sam. Like, that was so smooth. Like, she's adorable. I can't. She's a dumbass, but like, she has her moments where you're like, wow, okay. Mon is a lucky woman. So Sam hears this, that like, you know, Mon's basically saying, I'm hoping what I'm about to do is right. And Sam's like, what do you mean what you're about to do? And Mon's like, close your eyes, Sam. And Sam is like, yes, Mon, boss, and closes her eyes. And then everybody does their thing. Mon's like, let's go. And so flower crowns are produced. I must note that Mon's has little pink flowers in it. Sam's is pure white. And by the time Sam opens her eyes, the wedding has begun.
Magic.
Sam's like, I love that like T puts the crown on her head, and then once she opens her eyes, she's like, what is that? Why were you not like, what is this earlier? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's Sam. She's not the brightest, but she tries. So I think it's interesting that in the scene, like, okay, so Mon knew this was going to happen. Not that she was going to come to Lesbos and wife Sam, but that this particular moment was going to be a wedding. Sam had no idea. So I think what they're wearing in the scene is actually really interesting. Mon elects to wear all white, which means she brought a dress that's all white, which is weird for Mon, but here we are. And she has like a pink ribbon in her hair, but like mostly she's wearing white, which is like a neutral color, not her main palette. So this is kind of atypical attire for Mon. Contrast that with Sam, who's mostly wearing white, which she doesn't normally do. She has black pants on, but she's mostly covered in white. So it's almost like the two are like color coded as like not themselves a little bit. They're wearing atypical colors for them.
Maybe they borrowed.
But it's also the Festival of Lights, so maybe you're supposed to dress lighter because everyone's in lighter clothing.
Did they know there was a Festival of Lights when they were going to go on this trip?
They
I spontaneously
went
on this trip. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
To give reasons.
Sam chose to wear white. I'm just saying.
My guess is it's borrowed, and multiple people have worn these dresses.
Yeah, I think Mon's outfit is not hers. I agree with you. I think Mon borrowed this because she's like, wedding, and they're like, great, we have many. We've been through this before. Yeah, I think that's borrowed. But the fact that Sam wore white, she chose that not knowing what's going on.
Wedding boutique in the inn.
Huh?
Right.
They have a whole wedding boutique in the inn.
They do.
They're like, okay, here's your options.
Right, exactly. There's like jumpsuits, tuxedos.
Well, we have these flowers left over from our last impromptu wedding.
The flower crown came from another wedding. Exactly. But the symbolism here, I like that they get to redo the wedding later when they're in their own colors or colors that they choose to wear, which we'll get there when we get there. So I kind of like that this isn't their actual wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is basically what they feel like they have to do. Well, I mean, visually, it's wear white.
Right.
So they are still living for other people. Their actual wedding is when they could be themselves and not care about others' opinions.
Ding! Which is why I'm glad they get to do it later. Good job, Kaitlynn. Mm-hmm. Thank you. But all of that aside.
You're welcome.
it doesn't diminish from the fact that this is romantic as fuck. So Mon, in her cute little feels, oh my god, she's so nervous. This is the cutest thing ever. Like, because again, she's like, I hope what I'm doing is right. I think she's petrified and scared and is just like, I hope this works. And she gives Sam this beautiful speech about how love is real in all the ways. And then she proposes to Sam, who accepts. And Mon has these cute little matching pink rings for them to exchange, which cute because it's Mon's color that's now going to become their color. But also, it's the style of the bracelet also, which I really like. So it's a way to, like, again, engagement, wedding, jewelry, which is very, very cute. And my favorite detail from the whole ring exchanging piece is that Mon is so, like, scared and, like, jittery that she struggles to put the ring on Sam's finger. Like, it takes her a while because she's so shaky. But when it comes Sam's turn, like, Sam is like the steady one in this scenario. Sam didn't know. Sam just like walked into her wedding and had no idea. But yet she's this, like, the rock in this whole thing, which is just poetic cinema. I love that it's like very yin and yang for the two of them. And it's just so cute and perfect. And I love it. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a song that plays during the wedding that doesn't play anywhere else in the show. And I don't know if you guys know, correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like Freen Becky is singing this song.
Do we know any of the lyrics from it?
No, I think it only happens here. It's another one of those, like, one and done songs, but it sounds like the two of them are singing it, which I hope, because that would be very cute if they sang the wedding song here. But it's definitely a duet between two women, and it sounds like them. It's not important. They can comment below, but you can look it up if you want to.
Okay.
All right. The rest of the wedding basically is just a bunch of cute dancing, kissing, and just general queer joy from everyone there until these assholes, T and Cher, throw Yuki in the pool, which I feel so bad for Yuki. Like, she's just like chilling on a float, and then these bitches come up and just like throw her in the water in front of Sam and Mon, who then laugh. So poor Yuki. She's the butt of all.
Yeah, poor Yuki.
Yeah, like,
she got dragged into this friend group and
right. She thought she was going on a romantic weekend with her girlfriend. That gets thrown in a pool by these elder queers, and I'm like, sons of bitches. Any other thoughts about their wedding or the injustice of what happened to Yuki?
No, I mean, they forget they're married later anyway, so
100%. Anyway, because this is all ceremonial and it's very cute, and it's the more like the grand gesture. Like, Sam was looking for the grand gesture from Mon, and like Mon's like, I can't buy you a car, but I can give you my undying love. Basically, that's the only currency I have, is like my love for you. Basically, and Sam's like, great, that's what I wanted. This is the best. So the next day, like, they emerge and the queer elders are just beaming at them because, like, they're so proud. They're like, look at the baby gays. They figured their shit out.
I love that you call them queer elders.
They are queer elders because they're further along in their queer journey. They're already married. They're only in. They said, fuck the haters. And, like, they're just living their best lives. Like, and they're here they are facilitating a queer wedding. Like,
you're my queer elder.
Thank you.
Everyone needs one.
We all need it. We all need a guide, you know.
Shaman.
Shaman?
All right, so the happily married couple wanders about Lesbos, and somehow husband Sam is even more affectionate than boyfriend Sam, which is insane because boyfriend Sam was already very affectionate. So during the morning stroll, like, again, Sam does not let go of Mon once. And she's just constantly just doting all over her, treating Mon like the princess she deserves to be. She basically, like, again, will not let go of her hand. She plants little kisses on her constantly as they're walking. She volunteers to take selfies with Mon. Since when? Since when? Who is this woman? Like, wow.
Well, she learned to use Facebook and saw photos of everybody else, and she's like, well, damn, I need to post photos with Mon.
But, like, what a step up from, like, their first date with the photos, and Mon's like, let's take photos, and Sam's like, absolutely, I hate taking photos. She volunteers to do, like, she's taking photos of Mon first, and then she's like, let's take photos together. This was Sam's idea. So this, like, again, the evolution of Sam. And she's like, no, I want to remember this moment with you, which is very cute and sweet. And she doesn't normally do that. So I just love to see it. I love to see her evolving. It's really amazing. Her character growth is insane.
Mm-hmm. Part of me, I believe when I was watching this scene the first time, I actually had like a different reaction to this, as it like, yeah, it looks cute on the surface, but to me it was a Sam knows that things are going to change when she goes back, like she's because of the conversation with her grandmother that happened. So I was seeing this as she's trying to overdo something so that Mon isn't noticing that something's weird. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's not what's happening, but when I was watching this, I was like, this seems like over the top for how Sam usually reacts. Like a little bit more. I don't know.
I think from Sam's point of view, she's like, you're mine now. Whatever you want, Mon. I told you everything. But what you're saying, to me, it's like, as the viewer who's been traumatized by queer media, I'm like, something bad's about to happen.
Yeah,
this
maybe.
is too cute. This is way too cute. This is for me to remember when things get sad. I think that's what it is.
Maybe.
I think that's what it is. Because I don't know.
We do. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I said I don't think that Sam is thinking about the grandmother based on how she deflates when Neung brings her up in a second. She's like, oh yeah, the grandma. I don't think she's thinking about it.
She tries not to think about
exactly.
it.
I think she's just like, Mon loves me. Like she's she's been planning the wedding. She just got her wedding. She's husband Sam now. She's not thinking about she is not thinking about the grandmother. She's like, what can I do next for Mon? Like I'll take pictures with her. She loves, look at her. She's taking pictures. Let's take them together.
So maybe I was feeling.
This is
you.
Feeling.
Yes.
This is a traumatized. This is what queer media has done to us. Because it's never happy like this. I'm not used to it being happy. I'm like, something bad's good, which it does.
Which it does. So it wasn't wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's like, this is too happy right now, and it's early in the episode. Something bad's gonna happen.
It's early in the episode.
Right. I'm always like, it's gonna get bad. So yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so let's get to the bad stuff. All right. So anyway, as they're strolling about, they run into Neung, Sam's oldest sister,
who's still alive,
who's apparently a beach bum. She's just like chilling, selling kitschy art or whatever.
The queerest looking.
Let's talk about this.
Hold on. No. I came up with a theory in my head. What if Song's still alive? And she like paid the doctor to fake her death, so that way her and Ice could be together forever. But she just had to traumatize Ice first
and have a funeral. They talk about her funeral, Kaitlynn.
Yeah, I know. Funeral. Just pretend like it's a closed casket.
I mean, I'm fine with that. All right.
Yeah, no lesbians were harmed in the making of this show.
Well, now they weren't because Kaitlynn changed the show. But speaking of queers, so Neung mentions that she's like, because Sam's like, what are you doing here? Here as in the Isle of Lesbos. What are you doing here, Neung? And she's like, yeah, no, like I basically travel all over the world, and like when I run out of money, I come here and save up some money, and then I go traveling again. So this tells me that like she's shacking up with some queer on this island. And they have some on again, off again thing where she's like, I'm broke, take me back in. And
maybe she has this like relationship with Cher and Risa, and like she's just like oh, yeah, I'm coming. Yeah. Like every once in a while, it just comes back, like because it looks like she's staying there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe that's.
I mean, again, who's to say that Cher and Risa don't have queer employees, and one of them is shacking up with Neung?
That's true.
She's shacking up with somebody queer on this island because no straight people are here. So, like, what is she? She says, I keep coming back here. So, there's that.
So then she keeps coming back.
So then Sam's grandmother lost with all of them. They were all queer as fuck, and she was always going to lose.
There's a TV show.
There's a book, actually.
Oh, a book? Okay, yeah.
It is going to be a TV show. There's a trailer out already.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But the actors are changing because contracts. I believe that's what I read.
Oh my God.
Everywhere.
But
yeah, so it is canon.
Right, canonically. But like without knowing that, they're telling you right here.
Yes.
That none of Sam's sisters are straight. None of them. So yeah, if you follow the adventures of Neung, apparently she's, has queer adventures in another book / soon to be TV show. So anyway, Neung and Sam finally have a very long overdue conversation because they haven't seen each other since she left. Since she was like, fuck the shit, I'm out, grandmother. When she did that, she left. She abandoned Sam and all of her sisters. And so they finally have an honest conversation about all of this. And key points to take away is that Neung's like, well, you can't blame me for Song's death. Because Sam says, she's like, well, when you left, all the pressure went on Song and then eventually onto Sam. And she's like, you can't blame me for her dying. She was weak. And so this reads as really weird. And I think I know why. Because like in the trigger warning in the book, Song couldn't take the pressure and she killed herself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then in the show, they made her queer and she got hit by a car. So like this almost reads like the book where she's like, Song was just weak and couldn't handle it. And so she just exited her own way. That's how this more reads to me versus like, how is Song weak? Because like in the show, Song stands up to the grandmother, then gets hit by a car. That wasn't, what did that have to do with anything? So I think that got lost in translation. But the point is like, you have to be strong to like beat the grandmother and be your own person is basically what she's trying to say. And she says that basically like, if you love the grandmother too much, you're going to have to give up who you are in order to like fully love her, because that's what the grandmother wants. The grandmother wants you in her image, not who you are at your core. And basically her sister warns Sam that like, you could be next if you don't like woman the fuck up and like actually fight for Mon. Cause she's like, did you tell grandmother about this? And then that's when Sam deflates and she's like, oh yeah, I have to have that conversation. And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. So she's like, you're going to end up like Song if you don't like actually fight for what you want and be more like me, basically is what she's saying. But I feel like deep down, like Sam, because like Sam was not happy to see her. She was just like, oh. I think Sam feels very abandoned by Neung because, they haven't seen each other. Like she's like, even at our sister's funeral, you didn't come see me. Like Neung showed up. She's like, I didn't go inside because I don't want to see grandmother. But like, you could have like texted Sam and be like, hey, let's meet. No, she just no contact with Sam too. So I think Sam feels very abandoned by her. And Sam's body language a lot in this scene, like tells me that as well. The way she's kind of like, I don't know. She's very clearly uncomfortable, but also Sam doesn't directly confront her sister. She's right there. She can tell her off and like tell her how she feels, but she doesn't. And that inaction from Sam only proves Neung's point that like, Sam she's not the brave one. She's not brave like Neung was to like fight really. And so like, it's kind of like foreshadowing a little bit what's going to go on with the grandmother, because like, she can't even stand up to her sister, not going to win against the grandmother, who she has more history and more of like an actual like bond with. Because like this sister abandoned her like decades ago and she's like, I don't even know you anymore. But like her and the grandmother have been tight forever. That's a harder bond to break.
I feel like Sam feels abandoned by everyone who's not in her life, even if it wasn't their choice to leave, like all the people who died, who were assuming that more people died than we've actually seen.
What, like Isaac's family? Who else died? Oh, the parents? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has abandonment issues for sure.
She tries to hold on tight to the people she still has left, minus Kirk, because boys are gross.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to lose or disappoint grandmother because she's the last family that she has, and she would do this isn't about the grandmother. And she'd do anything for her friends, including learn to dance for Jim's wedding, and show up when she is told that Jim is divorcing her husband because he snores.
That was the funniest thing ever. Yeah, I agree. Like at her core, like Sam is a very loving, loyal person. And so the position that she's in right now is really shitty because she wants to do the right thing. And like, I feel like no matter what she does, somebody's getting hurt, whether it's the grandmother, Mon, herself, somebody's going to get hurt. And Sam has been hurt so many times by other people. I don't think she wants to hurt people. And so like that also leads to her inaction when it comes to choosing and firmly choosing what she wants or what she's going to do, you know? So that's why I think she's very wishy-washy a lot of the time and very easily influenced by like whoever she's with. You know what I mean? She's easily like a pushover to a lot of different people. The minute she's with Mon, she's like, I want to do what you want. Then she goes back to the grandmother. She's like, okay, grandmother, I'll do what you want. You know, she conforms to whoever she's with because she doesn't want to hurt anybody. And that's a very human thing, you know, and very understandable.
Well, it also might be like she doesn't know how, like she's never really learned to stick up for herself or to make those kinds of choices or like against people that she loves or should love, kind of thing. Like,
yeah, but also like she has examples. So like look at Neung, for example. So Neung is here saying like, look, I was the brave one. I was the strong one. I stood up for myself. And like, what did that cost her? She had to abandon her entire family. Like she cold turkey gave up her whole family for what she wanted, which is insanely selfish when you think about it. Like she like left her little sisters to fend for themselves because she's like, I don't want to be controlled by the grandmother. The grandmother won't like she didn't even try to compromise with the grandmother. She's just like, fuck this, and like left.
But that is her right.
I know, but I'm saying like right, like that is a choice. She chose to do that, but what was the consequence of that? She had to give up her entire family to do that. Okay, so you can judge Sam and be like, Sam, why can't you just do what your sister's doing? But like, why should you have to give up your family for the person you love? Like, that's kind of crazy to ask somebody to do, you know? Like that's not so easy for everybody. Like Sam has a much deeper bond with the grandmother than her older sister ever did. Because the older sister was she's in the pressure cooker the whole time. Whereas Sam had more years to like bond with the grandmother and be like the baby of the family. And like, you know, they had an actual like loving relationship until she became the focus, right? So I think for Sam, that's really hard to just be like, I'm just going to abandon you, like, and pretend like I don't care. She does care about her grandmother. Like, so for Sam, it's much harder for her to be purely selfish and just choose Mon. She's in a different position than Neung was in. And so like to have her sister sit there and judge her, like Sam's like, you just abandoned all of us. Like, I'm not that person that can just abandon my family the way you did. Just for what I want, because it is a purely selfish act what Neung did. Like, really, when you boil it down, like, was it the right decision for her? Did she have the right to do it? Absolutely, but it is what she did is very selfish. Like, and that's how Sam sees it, and I think that's how she's looking at her sister, and she's like, I saw what you did, then I saw what happened. Like, well, Sam saw the consequences. Neung didn't. She just left. She comes back. She's like, is grandmother even alive? I don't even know what's going on in our family anymore. You know, but Sam saw her sister deteriorate. Like, she saw the grandmother get more controlling, and then the grandmother became controlling to her. Like, Sam saw the consequences of what Neung did. Like, so I think that while Sam didn't learn how to like do what she wanted, she saw firsthand what happens if she does what she wants. Like, it can have a downstream effect and like affect other people. And so I think that's part of her hesitancy, because Sam really does have a big heart, and I don't think she wants to hurt anyone. And so, but now she's in a position where like she has to pick a lane, and it's gonna hurt somebody, and it's just she's having a hard time doing that.
Yeah, so it's easier to shut down and ignore.
Exactly.
And
just go to Lesbos and pretend it doesn't exist, you know? Like, right. But like it's getting to the point where Sam's got to do something, and just like, and so I like when we get to later stages where she's like, I don't know what to do anymore. Situation is impossible. Like, it is really shitty, you know? But
I personally don't find it selfish what she did, just that she was trying to take care of herself. Like, she isn't responsible for the people she left behind, and who's say like if she was still there, maybe she could, like, she wouldn't be who she is. Like, she wouldn't be herself. She wouldn't be able to be who they wanted her to be. So
yeah, I agree with that. I think that from Sam's point of view, she sees it as a selfish act. But from Neung's point of view, it was this is what I need in order to be myself and to exist and to thrive and to like, even if it ends up hurting people, like I can't, like you said, I can't control this. Like that's not on me to like, I can't make that my decision based on how it'll affect other people, because then I'm not going to be true to myself. So
yeah, and Neung definitely thinks that, which is why she's like, you can't blame Song's death on me. But like, you leaving did put Song in that. It was connected. And I think that part of like what we're like, our point of view on this is very skewed by the fact that we live in a Western culture where like the self is prized above the family unit, the bigger units we're attached to. But like in Eastern cultures, it's the other way around. The self is not prized, it's the family unit, the country. Like you're part of something bigger. And so the responsibility that Neung had to her family, like from Sam and the grandmother's point of view, is like to take care of the family. So Neung abdicating for herself is unusual, actually. So like it is seen as selfish in like their culture that they're in. And it seems to me that like that kind of like is shifting a little bit, at least the way the show is presented, where like it's more like, hey, follow yourself, and that's okay. Like and that's why like the elders are having this clash with Sam's generation, because Sam's generation is being westernized by like because like our mentality is like, yeah, Neung, do you like take care of yourself, but like in their culture it's actually the other way around. What she's doing is abnormal. Not that it's bad or anything, but mean like it's atypical behavior.
Yeah.
For like the eldest to abdicate their whole family. Like that's very unusual. It's like you're supposed to sacrifice for the family. And like that's where the grandmother's coming from.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to like cover our base and make sure like anybody listening, because like they might have been in a position where they needed to cut ties with family because of who they were. No, I just wanted to make sure that people weren't reading into it and thinking that we were calling them selfish as well.
No, I'm not. I mean, it is, but like, it's not, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just, you're putting yourself first, which is what the word selfish means. Like, I'm not saying it in a bad way or a good way. It's just like, that is what she's doing. Like, she's taking care of herself first, which again is seen as atypical in that. But like, that's what the show is really trying to show. It's like, again, like the younger generation that is putting themselves first and saying being selfish in these scenarios is okay. Like you do need to take care of yourself, and you can't conform to what other people want all the time. Like otherwise you'll be unhappy and end up like Song, you know, versus like the elder mentality is like, you're supposed to put the family first. And like the fact that you're being selfish is like dishonorable and like shameful. And like, so you're having a clashing of ideologies that are kind of happening. And it's interesting the way this all played out in Sam's family, because like nobody had a good outcome. And so that's a lot for Sam to be like, well, I could choose Mon and say fuck the grandmother, but like so far everyone's track record has been pretty shitty when they make that decision. Like, yeah. You know, I don't think Sam can ignore any of these pieces when she's thinking about what do I do. Like the woman is traumatized. Like she's trying to break the generational curse. That's what I mean. Like she is breaking this generational curse of like conform and be what the family needs you to be. Sam's trying to do both, I think. And I think she does this, she handles this a lot better than her sisters do. Where the sisters are like, I'm just leaving. Like Sam very much tries to be the mediator between the generational thinking. And I think she's the one that breaks the curse because she's like, I don't know, doesn't want to hurt it. She tries to find the compromise, right? And it seems repetitive, like the cycle they get stuck in where it's like, Sam, for fuck's sake, can you make a decision? It's an impossible decision that, you know, so but I think Sam ultimately was the right person in the family to be in this position. While it sucked and she didn't necessarily know she was going to be like in this position later as like the only family member, you know, she was the right person for it because of those characteristics that she has. So I have a lot of admiration for Sam. Like it seems like we get trapped in this pattern with her, but like, I think it means more than just like choose your own happiness, Sam, you know? Because she loves her family. Like that brings her happiness too, in a way, even though it's like a complicated relationship she has. You know, and she doesn't like ice out Neung. She very easily could have just like slapped her sister and be like, fuck you, you made my life miserable. Like, you know, she doesn't. She tries to be the peacemaker with all this stuff, you know? Anyway. So Neung is like, enough with this gloom that you three bitches have been talking about. Big gay energy host. Let's talk about the gay stuff. She's like, you guys look like you're married. Are you married? And Mon's like, and Sam's like, absolutely, fucking yes. This is my Mon. This is my Mon boss.
My Mon boss.
My Mon boss. And so Neung is very proud of Sam because she's like, wow, okay, it's all of us, I guess. Congrats, welcome to the club.
What was in the water?
Because, like, okay, this is like baby Sam. Because, like, remember, she hasn't seen Sam in, like, decades. And, like, the little baby Sam was always the one that just did what was the good girl. She was the good girl of the family, right? She always did what she was told and, like, you know, was, like, genuinely happy about it and things like that. So she's like, wow, you're rebelling against grandmother, too? Like Song was? Like, great job, Sam. We're all fuck-ups. But, okay, again, at this point, she hasn't told the grandmam. But unfortunately, the grandmam already knows that she has another Song on her hands. Because she's, like, had her CIA agents trail the two of them and has this packet of photos of Sam and Mon just, like, talking. I'm like, how are these incriminating photos? Like, they're just talking.
I know.
But also, who's the stalker now, Mon? Got a taste of your own medicine. The grandman was stalking you. All right, and then when she gets the packet, so this is the confirmation, because remember, Kirk didn't tell her who Sam was with. So this is how she finds out. She, like, gets a PI to trail her. And then when she's looking at the photos, like, she looks really devastated that, like, this is what Sam is doing. Because, like, Song trigger, right? Remember, Song was the big queer, and how did that end? She had to, like, watch her die in the hospital, right? That ended horribly. So I think that she has PTSD a little bit too, and I think that's part of it. But I think the bigger part of it is that, like, Sam's always been the good girl, right? Sam has always done what she wanted. Sam was going to marry Kirk. Then all of a sudden, like, overnight, she's like, what do you mean she left you, Kirk? Like all of a sudden, like, Sam left Kirk without consulting her. Like, you would have thought that, I think from the grandmother's perspective, she's like, Sam would have told me. Didn't say anything. Just broke up with Kirk. She heard it from Kirk. Then she trails her and she's like, this is who Sam is cheating on Kirk with. Like, I feel like in her mind, she's like, wow, I'm losing Sam. And I think, I don't think it ever crossed her mind that she would ever lose Sam, because Sam was always the good girl. But I think the way Sam is insecure and clings when she feels like she's losing people, I think that's learned behavior from the grandmother, because the grandmother starts doing the same thing. She's like, crap, I'm losing my one and only grandchild, my good one, the one that's always cared for me. And she starts freaking the fuck out. Because again, why would she know? Sam learned from the best how to hide all this shit. Like, she just hid it so well that she's finding out right now she's, like, losing Sam, which is a lot, you know?
I wanted to make a comment about the photos.
Please do. They're so weird. They're so weird.
I'm talking about the angle specifically. Because it really only makes sense if these people were, like, literally 3 feet next to them taking the photo. Because even with a long angled lens, like, they would I don't even know, like, the position. It's just a weird angle. Like, it literally looks like they're standing there taking a photo, and, like, how would they not see that?
Were these photos? I'm trying to figure out, because I can't remember based on the outfits. Were these photos taken outside of the company? Because they don't look like they were taken at the inn.
Mm.
And so, was it, yeah. Did one of those employees get paid? Because, like, or Noy, because Noy's into Kirk, and Kirk would be like, listen, sweetie pie, I need you to do me a favor. And so, like, was it somebody they knew, and they were just like, whatever? Because they're not doing anything. They're not even touching. They're just standing in front of each other having a conversation. So, was it somebody they knew who was just like, click, click, click?
Was it Jim, and, like, Jim had it on, like, a computer or something, and they hacked into it?
Was Jim taking photos?
Maybe.
I mean, maybe. Because I thought you were suggesting that Jim was the stalker. Jim would never conspire. Jim hates the grandmother. She's always like,
yeah,
Mon, you gotta bring weapons when you go there. She's like, she calls her the final boss. This is why I love Jim so much. Like, she understands what the grandmother is. But yeah, did they hack into her computer? They're like, this bitch is obsessed with my granddaughter. And they're like, wow, these are a lot of photos of Sam.
Well, I'm just, like, thinking maybe it's, like, on Facebook, because, you know, Sam puts everything on Facebook.
Oh my god, all I had to do was just go into Sam, because she changed her name. Just go find Sam's Facebook and be like, who's Mon? Because she very publicly was bragging about having sex with Mon and used her name. So, like, you don't need to go through all this. I agree.
I need to teach her a few things about stalking on the internet.
She does old school stalking, you know, in person. You send out a human. But
yeah,
this is so
that costs
faster.
a lot of money, though.
Money means, what is money to her?
True.
So before we leave this island, didn't Neung like ask for like the phone number and then a whole bunch of money?
I think that's in a flashback later.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
I thought she asked for the phone number at least and like got.
No, I think
Mon's phone
it's
number?
later. It's like a flash. She gets I think Mon gets a call, and then we get the flashback of like Neung asking
Oh,
Mon by
oh.
herself. But yeah, while they're on the
Okay.
island, Neung's like, "Can I get your number? Because you're way nicer than my sister, and clearly you're married, so you have access to her money.
Yeah.
So
have
I'm a
access
beach bum, and I need
Mhm.
help."
Yes, they are lovers. That means she can borrow the money.
Right. And Neung understands this. She's like, lovers to Sam means money. So
Yeah.
you're the money now. I just have to convince you, and you seem nice. My sister is not nice. She'd be like, go to hell, bitch. But Mon would be like, sure. Yeah, so they exchange numbers, basically.
She asked for.
So funny. The book is funny, too, because she asks Mon, and Mon just gives her the money. It doesn't even tell Sam. She's like, whatever. Doesn't even tell Sam. She just gives her the money. Sam doesn't care. Anyway, so they leave Lesbos and go home, unfortunately. And the poor, actually, Mon, good timing. The next day, and thankfully not when they're at Lesbos, Mon has the worst cramps ever. So good timing, Mon. That would have been really shitty if it was on your wedding trip.
On your impromptu honeymoon
Exactly.
that happened before the wedding.
The trip
Yeah.
that you didn't know you were going on until Sam dragged you in the car. That trip.
Mm.
Also, did Sam just have clothes in the car? Like, I imagine she packed like an emergency bag, like with clothes, her clothes for her, clothes for Mon. Just be like, just in case we need to go somewhere.
Just in case things get too heated at work.
Right, just in case we need an overnight stay somewhere. You never know. Because she's always dragging Mon out of work and then they never go back to work.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought that funny. Anyway, so Mon's having cramps and she feels terrible. And her super cool boss lets her stay home from work.
No special treatment here whatsoever.
None. Very cute, though. So Mon basically sleeps and then is rudely woken up by a doorbell. And she thinks it's Sam, which she does multiple times in the show. Because no one comes to this house.
But
But
why
also-
would Sam ring the doorbell? Mon is still living in her Lesbos fantasy.
She is. Mon is like, she's half asleep. So she comes out the room, just like pet naming Sam left and right. And then finds the grandmam sitting at the kitchen table. Why can't we have nice things?
Mm.
Oh, that woman.
So poor Mon is like, well, fuck. The honorable lady is here. So, out of respect, Mon makes her tea and like serves her the tea, like it's a respect thing. And while this is happening, the grandmam is just like sizing up Mon and just disrespecting her left and right. And the one I hate the most is when she's like, you're that kid, Mon. Like, how infantilizing to be like calling her a child, first of all. And then she's like, I know everything about you. And she proves to Mon that she's a better stalker by reading her and reciting the FBI background check she did on Mon. And she's like, I know about your family, what happened when you were 5 years old, what school you went to, your grades. I read your essays. I know it all. And Mon's like, oh, fuck. This is not great. And by the end of it, the grandmam basically accuses Mon of stalking Sam, which she was, and coaxing Sam into a relationship that was planned so she can gold dig Sam, which she is not.
Okay, but in the defense of the grandmother, if I were to get all this information about someone that I didn't meet and like didn't know, it would seem very fishy. Like she followed every single thing that she did.
She sure did. Yeah. On paper, Mon was stalking Sam, for sure. And Mon doesn't answer. Mon also doesn't answer her. She's like, did you plan this relationship with my granddaughter? And Mon doesn't actually, she's terrified, first of all, but like Mon doesn't answer, which like adds to the grandmother being like, I knew it. I knew it. I didn't need an FBI agent to tell me this.
Just inherently knew it.
I knew it. And then basically, by the end of this conversation, the grandmam's like, this is all insane. What you guys are doing is crazy. And only people in love do crazy shit. So, but she's like, you're both women, so this can't be love, and that can't be what's going on here. I don't understand this. And poor Mon is just like crushed. Because again, it's like, first of all, this confrontation should have never have happened. Sam, this should be a conversation you're having with your grandmother, not Mon on her own, who's having period cramps. Like the worst day ever. Like, Mon is having the worst day ever. It's a lot. And like to have the grandman basically like reinforce all of Mon's insecurities yet again that she just dealt with the wedding. Because she's basically saying, you're a child, you're not good enough for my granddaughter. Like she says in this conversation too, she's like, Sam had a fiance, she had Kirk, he was perfect. Now he's an outsider. And you're for some reason an insider, and you shouldn't. She's basically saying like you should be the outsider, Mon, in this situation. She's just like reading her to filth, and just like I feel so bad for Mon in this conversation because like Mon has imposter syndrome really when it comes to Sam. That's what it is, and like this conversation with the grandmam does not help. It just like brings all that shit back,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I also agree with like this should not have happened.
Mm-mm.
Like this is the biggest reason why Sam should have told her grandmother like what was going on ahead of time so something like this didn't happen. Because this is the last, like, even in a good situation, you don't want to leave your new partner or the first time your partner's meeting your family, whether they whether they're gonna be supportive or not, like to meet them themselves by themselves for the first time. Like that's a lot. Even
For
in a
sure.
good situation.
No, for sure. And like once Sam finds out she has feelings about this, I agree with you. This should have never happened. But to be fair, at this point, both of them are blindsided by this whole thing because while the grandmam is attacking Mon, Kirk is at the office attacking Sam. So like they both get like double teamed at the same time. So there's no way they could communicate or like do anything. Even if Mon was like, Sam, your grandmother's here. She's too busy battling Kirk at the office, who's enacting a coup, basically. Courtesy, because this is all the grandmother's doing, all of this. So Kirk has all the employees in that lecture hall or whatever the hell it is. And he's basically going on and on. And he's like, I am here to like be righteous by the company rules, and the company rule is no fraternizing, and so I am firing Ya and Shin.
But how did he even know about it?
That's an amazing question. Who's his mole? Was he watching the security? Did Auntie May? She had to know. She knows everything. Did he like schmooze? It's Noi. I'm blaming Noi until I know otherwise because she likes him and would tell him everything.
That's true.
That's why he could play her, is all I'm saying.
But I thought no one else knew.
That's what I thought. I wonder, security cameras, I don't. Oh no, he caught them in the parking lot. That's what happened.
Oh.
But I wonder if the PI that was like tailing, because again, they were at work when they took those photos. I wonder if the PI tailing Sam and Mon was like, I caught this too. I don't know if it's relevant. And like caught the two of them. But yeah, he tells Sam later, he's like, I caught them in the parking lot. What was I supposed to do? I'm also head of this company, and I can't just let the rules. I feel like this was planned, and they somehow found out. But conveniently, that's his story. Because Sam's like, what the fuck? And pulls him into her office, and she's basically like, tell me what this, she's like, this is really about me and Mon. I know it is. Because you're trying to be like, no, I suddenly want to follow the office fraternizing rule that you weren't following with me. Suddenly, you're all about this rule.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, this is to put pressure on me and Mon, isn't it? And she's like, fine, I'll fire Mon right now. She's fired. As of right now, I just did it. I fired her. So I can date her even harder now. Kirk, is that what you wanted? Which she does. So
I mean, she was trying to fire her earlier.
I know. She's like, this is exactly what I wanted anyway. Thanks for the excuse. I'll let Mon know she has no more money coming in. But we're married now, so it doesn't matter. But in this conversation, I do like when she's telling Kirk off about this, she basically says that she loves Mon too. And so I think this is a reality check for him in a lot of ways. Number one, Sam's reaction, where she's still fighting for Mon, even when she shouldn't be, right? According to him and the grandmother. And then she basically says, I love Mon. And it's like, he's like, wow, okay, this isn't just you're cheating on me for some college experiment reasons. Like, you're actually in love with her. Okay, wow. I think, yeah, big. Because he looks pretty shook during this conversation. And so then I love when she puts it all together. She has this sick burn at the end where she's like, thanks for enlightening me, Kirk. Like, mic drop moment. I love it so much. But then Kirk follows this up with well, I'm just trying to be a good guy, Sam, and do what's best for you, Sam. I'm like, oh, God.
If he wanted to be the good guy, he would tell the grandmother off and not care about what she does.
You wouldn't be informed. He was a mole in her life in multiple ways. The mole with the company, and then he's the mole with her love life when it comes to the grandma. He just reports all of what's going on. Like, the reason we're in this situation is because of you, Kirk. Could have just walked away, but no, you had to be a dick about it. So after her impassioned rant at Kirk, she just leaves, and she's like, fuck this shit. Because it's the middle of a work day, but I don't work. And she goes home to go see Mon. But Mon's not there. It's just she goes home to an empty house. She looks all over the house, and she's like, what the fuck just happened? So then we cut over to Mon. So Mon left after what?
I was picturing her playing Marco Polo in the house for some reason. Just be like, Marco! No answer.
Mon, ChamCham.
Yeah.
It's getting late here. That's what's happening. Continue.
We're in the twilight hours. Or we're past that. Anyway, so Mon goes to her parents' house, and she has this conversation with Nop. Because Mon is sitting there trying to process her last scene. And she's ignoring Sam, who's currently blowing up her phone. And Nop is so sweet in this scene. And basically he's like, she's calling a lot. You should probably pick up the phone. He's like, I don't like Lady Sam. We all know I am not the fan of her at all, but like, you should probably like talk to her because she's probably losing her mind. She is. Because Sam has no idea why Mon left. Mon did not tell her about the encounter with the grandmam. So he's like, you should probably tell her what happened. That's a big deal. Like, you should probably tell her. But Mon's like not ready to talk to Sam. She needs to process that because that was a lot. So I like in this conversation that Nop really steps up, and he's a good therapist for Mon in the scene and tells her what she needs to hear to really like assuage her insecurity over Sam. And he basically gives her this pep talk, and he's like, you can't let all those horrible insults she was throwing at you, you can't let her get to you, Because Nop number one is all about eating the rich, which is partially why he hates Sam, because she's wealthy, and he's not about that. But he has the same energy when it comes to the grandmam, which is like, the grandmam's the final boss, you need to eliminate her, she's in the way, all of that stuff. And I like one of the things he says, and he's like, Mon, you feel like you're inferior to Sam, but he's like, our true value doesn't lie in titles and all the stuff the grandmother's trying to put on you. He's like, that's old way of thinking. He's like, your true value lies in your heart, right? Which is what like the lesbians were trying to tell her also. So like, and I feel like it means a lot coming from him, because he's somebody who like really knows her extremely well and has proven, after he finally got it through his head they weren't going to be a thing, that like he genuinely is looking out for her constantly. And so I feel like this meant more coming from him versus like the conversation with like Rissa and Cher at the inn,
Yeah. Definitely. No, I was putting it all together in my head.
I was stuck on the exterminate.
That was for you, Cole.
I see that. I did say it in my head. And
I know. I can't read that word not in a Dalek voice.
That was not a joke from me, because I have no idea what's going on.
It will be when you watch Doctor Who with us.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway. The evolution of like Nop and Mon's friendship is something that I like. I'll say that two evolutions I really love in this show. One is Sam's character development, and the second is I actually really enjoy Nop and Mon's relationship and the way it like completely shifts and goes to a very healthy, beautiful place. It's just very special, and I love that he knows how Mon feels, but he's known since the beginning, and he knows that it's reciprocated, even if Sam fucks up a lot. Like, he does know that Sam loves Mon. I think he does know that. So he does, like, in the scene, encourage her to talk to Sam, like, directly about this, instead of letting it fester and becoming, like, a misunderstanding and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, love conquers all, Mon. It's going to be fine. Just please talk to her. And so he's a very good ally in this scene. It's very sweet. I like this conversation with her.
Yeah, once we get this is his second love is love, basically.
Yeah, exactly. With her. He's like, gay
but the
rights.
first one, the first time he has that conversation with her, I really start liking him, because
Yeah.
I mean, in the first episode, I was completely against him.
Same.
He's there to actually help Mon with her problems. But like, because Yuki and her parents were not helping. Yuki apparently doesn't communicate about relationships whatsoever. The parents are just all about Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And she can do no wrong.
Yeah. So I love that she has him who like has seen the whole thing from like Stalker Wall to like Sam showing up constantly. Like, and while he does not like Sam, like he doesn't like Sam, he knows that like Mon loves her and that it's reciprocated, but like I don't think he hates Sam actually as a person, because she's, to him, what's wrong with the world is a rich woman. She's like wielding her power left and right. So, and I do like that in the scene, Mon does acknowledge that Nop is being a really good friend. So I like that they come full circle with their friendship and it gets to a stronger place. So I do like that for the two of them.
Well, I mean, it was basically her running away from him in the beginning, so.
Yeah, but like you think about it, like, probably before puberty, like they probably had a really strong friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got weird because hormones. And now like I like that it comes back to just being like a really solid friendship, where she's very seen by him, which I wasn't expecting. I would expect this to come from Yuki. So I do like that it comes from him. I think it's very sweet.
We really don't get much substance from Yuki.
No, we get her crying to Mon about boyfriends. And then like, we don't really hear from Yuki.
Well, I wonder if, so the actor who played Yuki and I think T as well, like they had conflicts with like scheduling for the show and everything. So I wonder if Yuki, I didn't read the book, so I don't know if it's
yeah, I don't know.
Showing at all in the book, but I wonder if it was supposed to be Yuki, but there were scheduling conflicts with the actors, and so Nop ends up taking that role on, and it becomes more of because it kind of has that same feeling of how Yuki's friendship was with her, with Mon, and then now it's that same kind of relationship, but with Nop.
I can see that. I do like that it's him though, because when Sam shows up, because again, he can push the jealousy button with her that like Yuki can't push. So I do like that when Sam comes back and she's like at the gate, she like Nop is like physically comforting Mon. So it makes Sam immediately jealous. And she's like, what the hell? Like, is this why you left? But I love that we get those moments because they're so funny. But like, I can't blame Sam in the scene because she's a wreck. Mon left without saying anything. And she's like, what is this? And I like that when Sam shows up, we get the shot of her behind the gate. So to me, it kind of depicts how Sam feels in this moment. Like suddenly she's an outsider because like she doesn't know what the hell's happening. And like suddenly Mon flees and like here's Mon with Nop, which is weird. And like also it's weird because like not weird, but it's interesting because like that's actually how Mon feels. Like she feels like the outsider after this conversation with the grandmother. So they're on the same page for different reasons. And I like how it's kind of depicted here. And the reason why I love that this is Nop also, he's like, great, Sam's here. Perfect. You bitches need to talk. I'm gonna leave. He's like, call me if this ends poorly, Mon. And like they do like a staring at each other shit. Like he's like, Lady Sam. Like he hates her. Like, and I just like that we get these fun interactions with the two of them because they don't like each other. And like they don't hide that.
I like that he was the one to let Sam inside because it shows us and Sam that he truly isn't after Mon anymore. And yeah, so like by opening it for her, he's like, all right, it's your turn.
Yeah. I told her to talk to you.
Yeah. It also kind of shows like as much as he doesn't like all that that Sam like stands for or like grew up being, he's open to her being a part of Mon's life too, or trying to be at least.
Because I think he sees that when Mon's happy, she's really happy. Like I think he knows that she cares about her and that Sam does treat her well. Because she probably hears about it from the parents. He's always there, right? And they're like, "Well, Mon bought her. Mon bought her clothes and like Mon she took her out to get all these things." Like I think he hears that like she treats her well, like when she's not a crying mess,
right?
Because, yeah, that's all he saw.
All he sees, because she only comes home when she's sad. Hence why she's here now. So, yeah. Anyway, so now Nop's gone. And so Sam and Mon are alone. And Sam tries to, like, reach out for Mon to, like, comfort her. But Mon, like, physically, like, turns away, like, before Sam can touch her. And, like, that's never a good sign, Sam. So they go sit down on the bench to kind of, like, talk. And poor Mon, like, I think she's just so rattled. I don't think she even knows how to have this conversation, which is interesting because Sam does most of the talking, which is not normal. And she tries to make all these excuses about why she's upset. And Sam calls her out. She's like, listen, you asked for the privilege of me telling you how I feel all the time. Like, I would like the same courtesy that you tell me how you're actually feeling. And I think that, like, clearly, like, deep down, like, Sam knows Mon well enough to know that, like, you're not being yourself right now. Something is very wrong for you to, like, be so out of character right now. And so Sam just, like, gives Mon the space to, like, because Sam knows what it's like to, like, struggle with words. And so she kind of, like, gives Mon the space to, like, figure out what she wants to say and just, like, kind of, like, takes her hand and, like, holds it. And I think that that's a grounding gesture the two of them do a lot. But in this moment, it's really important because Sam physically holding on to her, like, pulls Mon out of her thoughts. Like, it gets her out of her, like, internal monologue to get more external and, like, get into the present moment where Sam is. And after this, that's when Mon comes clean and she tells her, like, your grandmother stopped by the house today. And the look on Sam's face the minute she says this is just a look of just, I am an utter failure. So what you said earlier, Cole, the way, like, when we said this should never have happened, this should have been Sam's confrontation, Sam knows that. So when Mon tells her this, she just has her immediate reaction was like, that should have been me, not you. Like, that's what her face tells me in this moment. Like, she knows. But she failed because her inaction, like, led to this scenario, basically. And so Mon comes clean about, like, what the conversation was. And basically she was like, well, she told me to walk away from you completely, basically. And Sam doesn't say anything to this, but she also doesn't let go of Mon. In fact, she, like, grabs her hand, like, holds on even tighter. Same reflex like the grandmother, right? I feel like I'm losing you, I'm going to hold on even tighter. Like, she physically does it here. And then she pulls pulls Mon into a hug, right? And to me, this is Sam's way of admitting, without admitting, that Mon is, like, what she wants to fight for. You know, wants being the key word here, that, like, she's like, fuck, this shouldn't have happened. And they do sit in this moment for a little bit, which, again, cute. They let them sit in comforting moments. And eventually Sam apologizes, like, over and over and over again, because I think Sam knows she really failed Mon. Like, out of all the things that Sam has ever done, she failed Mon the most in this moment. Because Sam knew this day was going to come. The way she knew, I have to break up with Kirk eventually, she kept saying that to Mon, but she never was like, I have to tell my grandmother eventually. I think that she tried so hard to, like, ignore that more than anything else. And she was all too happy to just flee to, like, Cher and Rissa's place and, like, live in that bubble of just being happy. And that she ended up being blindsided by the reality of the situation, which was the grandmother found out on her own. And then this happened, right? And then by doing so, Sam failed Mon because she wasn't there when this all went down, you know?
I'm really happy that Sam did keep apologizing, because she's never really had to apologize in her life. But now that she found someone that she truly cares about and knows that she is hurting because of her not acting.
Inaction.
And yeah, I just didn't understand that word that I wrote. And the inevitable. All she can think about is her.
Yeah. Because deep down, Sam's trying not to hurt anybody. You know? I think, which is why, like, it was easier for her as a kid to just be like, I don't need to be happy as long as the people around me are happy. So in a way, Sam's actually the people pleaser, like, of the two of them. And Mon's more, like, stands up for what she wants, which is very interesting because that's not how they read on the surface, you know? All right. But at the end of this conversation, Sam promises Mon that they'll get through this, and she gives Mon her word they'll get through this together. Thoughts on this promised by Sam.
Wishful thinking. And it's putting a lot of pressure on herself to confront the grandmother. Which brings us to
the end of the episode. Because, interestingly, in the conversation at the beach, when the grandmother calls her, Sam was basically like, yep, I'll come see you later. So she does. She makes good on the promise. So Sam was going to meet the grandmother regardless. So what the grandmother did is actually pretty fucked up because she knew Sam was going to come over there on this day. So then she went behind Sam's back and, like, enacted her plan the day before they were supposed to meet. So, like, to Sam's credit, she was supposed to meet the grandmother on this day. But now she's like, I'm pissed. And so then she goes over and it ends with Sam and the grandmother, like, kind of having a stare down. She's like, I need to talk to you, oh grandmother of mine. And then it ends before we can get to the big confrontation that we've been waiting for.
dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
But you do see the light source once again.
Of course you do. Would this be Gap the series without the light source?
Oh my goodness.
That
We'll
and crossfade. Because first we get to that.
Oh, and there's so many crossfades. There's so many weird ones in this conversation.
Oh boy.
Okay, but Kaitlynn, who put the spotlight in the grandmam's house? Mom's not there.
Oh no. The grandmam has people, like, there needs to be constant light on her.
Mm.
She has like 10 servants, so like one of them is light crew.
Just lighting.
Just lighting, that's it. One does meals, other one cleans. That's it. All right, so that concludes episode 10. Any other thoughts before we close it out here?
No, I have a lot of thoughts for the next.
So many thoughts for episode 11, and we will get there and get to all of it. So, hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, hydrate for lesbian Jesus.
And gay it up all over the place.
Bye.
Bye.
And with that, we've been Big Gay Energy. If you like this episode, check out all our other episodes right here on YouTube. Please like, leave a comment below, and subscribe for more amazing, super gay content.
If you'd like to support us, check out our merch store, or join our Patreon for early access to episodes, exclusive content, and so much more.
Until next time, stay safe and hydrate for lesbian Jesus.